Welcome to Podcast Social Work 2024, the podcast where we dive into the journeys, motivations, and dreams of social work students who are dedicating their lives to making a difference. I'm your host, Dr. Michael J. Alicea. I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Social Work at Barry University. Today, we'll explore the story behind the next generation of social workers, what inspired them, the challenges they anticipate, and the passion that drives them to enter into one of the most impactful fields in the helping profession. We'll be talking with students who are just beginning in their careers, taking the first step to serve others and create positive change. Social work isn't just a profession, it's a calling that requires empathy, resilience, and a commitment to justice. We'll hear about the personal experiences that led them here, the issues they're most passionate about, and the unique strengths that bring them to the field. So whether you're a student, a seasoned professional, or just curious about the world of social work, I invite you to join us in exploring what it means to be part of this incredible profession. Let's dive in and learn why these future social workers are ready to make a difference. But first, a brief history about Barry University. Barry University, located in Miami Shores, Florida, has a rich history in social work education that reflects both its commitment to social justice and its Catholic Dominican heritage. Founded in 1940 by the Adrian Dominican Sisters, Barry University established its School of Social Work in 1966, making it one of the earliest institutions in Florida to offer a professional program in this field. Over the years, Barry's social work programs have earned a reputation for excellence, dedicated to preparing students for careers in diverse and often underserved communities throughout Florida and beyond. The Department of Social Work at Barry University offers both bachelor's and master's degrees in social work, along with a doctorate in social work. These programs accredited are by the Council of Social Work Education. Barry's programs are deeply rooted in the values of compassion, community, and engagement, and a commitment to social change. This foundation has driven the Department of Social Work to emphasize trauma-informed and culturally competent practices, preparing graduates to address the complex social issues that affect Miami's diverse population, including issues related to immigration, poverty, mental health, and family welfare. Barry University's social work program has also been instrumental in advancing policy advocacy and research in the field, often partnering with local agencies to provide hands-on field placement and community-based learning. With Miami's unique social and cultural landscape, the university's social work students gain firsthand experience in a dynamic urban setting, equipping them with the skills to serve individuals and communities with empathy and effectiveness. In keeping with Barry University's mission, the Department of Social Work remains committed to social justice, diversity, and ethical leadership, embodying a legacy that has shaped social work practice in Miami and inspired a generation of social work professionals. I'd like to introduce Yareliz, who is a first-year social work student at Barry University's program of social work. Welcome, Yareliz. And I thank you for joining us on today's podcast episode and your willingness for sharing your journey as a first-year social work student. We're excited to hear about your experience, challenges, and aspirations as you begin this incredible journey. Your insights will provide a unique window into what's it like to step into the field of social work for the first time. And your story will undoubtedly resonate with listeners who are also considering this profession. So we're grateful to have you here on this podcast episode, and we appreciate your openness in sharing what has inspired you to pursue social work. Your perspectives will help to highlight the dedication and compassion that drives this field. So thank you again for being here and for your contribution to the meaningful conversation that we're about to have and your beginning steps in becoming a social worker. So let's begin. So, what initially inspired you to consider a career in social work?
Well, I want to say I think I started researching social work when I was in fifth grade. Yeah, in fifth grade, we had career day at my elementary, and a social work came in. A social worker came in, and she spoke about the different problems she faced as a social worker, but she also explained like the career and all of it's about. But I think once she started talking about how she first stepped into CPS and how all of it was like she fell in love with the field and how hard it was because she had so much compassion for it, and she couldn't please every child getting in and taken out of the system. I think that's when I was like, wow, like I really want to pursue this for sure. Oh, okay. And yeah, that like piqued my interest.
Thank you very much. Is there a particular experience or person who influenced your decision to become a social worker?
So definitely the social worker that came into my school when I was a fifth grader, and I remember we were talking about this show last class about the trials of Gabriel Hernandez. Hernandez, I think that was the name of the show, and we were talking about how many social workers Gabriel had gone through. I think it was like a lot, and not one did their job, and it's hard to see like so many social workers not completing their job. So that definitely took a toll into why I want to step into this career.
Okay. What aspect of social work are you most passionate about and why?
Where do I start? Almost all of them, because it's such a broad field, but definitely CPS. I think once hopefully when I graduate with my bachelor's, I want to step into CPS, and maybe like with the incarcerated youth and like law enforcement. I heard that FBI is now they're now like trying to like find social workers to get into that field too, and maybe immigration. I don't know, it's such a big field. So, but definitely coming out with a bachelor's degree, I want to go into CPS.
And CPS stands for what?
Child Protective Services.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. So, how do you envision making a difference in the lives of others through social work?
Well, I think now we see, as society grows, I think we see a problem in mental health. So definitely into that aspect, especially with children, because I feel like trauma is brought into generations. So yeah, I want to make a difference into mental health in children.
Okay. Are there any specific populations other than children's or issues, mental health, child welfare in particular? I know you mentioned that, and domestic violence, that you feel called to work in this field?
Well, I was speaking upon how I want to work with immigration too, if I get to that. So that would be a specific because I came from grandparents who were immigrants, and I see now, like, thank God my whole entire family is here, but definitely I've heard a lot of stories where some people don't have all their family here and it's hard. And with the whole elections thing and all of that. So that's definitely something like a specific population I would want to work with.
What strengths or skills do you bring that you believe will help you succeed in social work?
Well, definitely my compassion for helping other people. I like to bring my whole arm out when somebody's in need of help. And definitely not judging others for their mistakes. I think that's a big aspect that us social workers need to bring into this field when we first start.
Okay. So how do you think social work aligns with your personal values, if any?
Some personal values I think that I have are responsibility, sensitivity, most importantly, honesty, courage, and open mind. Like I have to have an open mind for the clients that I'm going to be working with.
Okay. So what are some of the challenges, if any, that you anticipate in the field, and how do you plan to address them, if any?
Well, some challenges I think I'll face maybe is like cultural competence, trying to, like sensitivity to cultural aspects, maybe trauma, violence, and all challenges I'll probably come into, but dealing with them definitely with experience. The more I learn, the more I know how to deal with them. So that's how I'd address it.
Okay. You mentioned that social work is a very broad field. So is there a particular area of social work that you're most interested in exploring further?
Definitely in one of my classes, we were talking about the FBI working with social workers. And I kind of like, I've been doing my research and I want to try to get into that. However, I'm young, so when I do graduate with my bachelor's or my master's, I won't be of age to be in the FBI, but that's definitely a goal of mine.
What does being a social worker mean to you just beyond your career?
Well, being a social worker to me is lifting like all the heavy weight off of the client and asking them if they're okay. At the end of the day, our job is to make sure our clients are okay and they're improving in their mental health and whatever issue they're facing.
Okay. How do you hope to grow personally and professionally through your studies in social work?
I think with this is my first semester at Barry, so every class that I've taken, I've loved. By the way, I love this class too. But like when I think it's important to ask my professors, like when we do some assignments in class, I'll definitely ask them, oh, how would you, like, aside from us doing our work and finishing the assignment, I would ask them how they would take on the problem. So learning, I'm a visual learner. So if like having some sort of, higher person to look up to, that would definitely be how I'll address.
Okay. What role do you think empathy and compassion play in your motivation to pursue social work?
Feeling for individuals, I think having some sensitivity to the clients we're dealing with, having empathy and compassion does play a lot because it's like at the end of the day, like we want to have a purpose to do better for our clients, improve our clients. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. How would you describe your ideal future as a social worker?
I think my ideal future would try to I want to work with every field that there is in social work and see which one catches my eye the most. So keeping an open mind to the different fields is definitely what I want to do.
Okay. I can't help but ask, but why Barry University of all the other schools in social work? I believe there's 14 schools of social work in the state of Florida.
Yeah, there is. So when I graduated high school, I graduated with my AA. So I was like 2 years ahead. And I wanted to go to FIU because MDC and FIU are kind of like a connected program. So they'll transfer your credits and all of that. But once I saw the ratio, I wanted something very private because I am a private person myself. And when I saw the ratio of a student to a teacher, and I saw it was like the most like 10 students to one teacher, I definitely would enjoy it because it's more on one with a teacher rather than if I were to go to a more public university, it'd be like the ratio is like 100 students to one teacher. So I think that too. And I did a lot of research about the bachelor and master program at Barry University.
Okay, great. I mean, is there anything else that you would like to share with us concerning, why social work and you in this field?
Not really. I just want to thank you for teaching us this class, and I'm excited for the next semester because I have you again.
Okay.
And yeah, just thank you for having me on the podcast, and I really enjoyed talking about my experience so far.
Okay. So as we wrap up today's episode, I want to extend our heartfelt thank you to our guest for sharing her journey and insights with us. Your openness and passion for social work have truly highlighted the purpose and dedication that drives this profession. So it's inspiring to hear about your commitment, about making a difference, and your story is a reminder of why so many are drawn to this meaningful profession. So thank you for joining us and giving our listeners a glimpse into your motivation and dreams. We wish you all the best as you continue your studies and work toward becoming a social worker. We can't wait to see the impact you'll make. I know I can't wait. Thank you again for being part of this conversation. And thank you to our listeners for tuning into our podcast, Social Work 2024. So until next time, remember, you're not only building a profession, you're building a legacy of compassion and change. Take care and thank you for being here with us.